NFL running back Fred Lane was shot to death at his own house. Fred's life and untimely death were marked by a series of events that combined success, controversy, and tragedy, ultimately culminating in a shocking end that no one could have foreseen. Let's start from the beginning. Fred Lane, the talented and charismatic running back, was well on his way to making a name for himself in the NFL. Born and raised in Franklin, Tennessee on September 6, 1975, Lane's journey to professional football was anything but ordinary. His father, Fred Lane Sr., was a star at the old Natchez High School, which later desegregated with Franklin High. Fred Lane attended Franklin High School, where he set many outstanding records, amassing over 1,000 yards his senior year while averaging 7.5 yards per carry. He was one of the finest players back then. His number 28, is retired by the school. Later, Lane attended Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee. He finished his career with 3,612 rushing yards, establishing himself as the school's all-time leading rusher. As of 2012, Lane still held the school record for rushing yards in a career season. To be exact, it was 1,853 yards in the year 1995, and also a game against Miles College where the score was 305, as well as rushing attempts and per carry average. He was the team's trump card, basically. Despite his relatively small size for a football player, Lane's speed and agility on the field made him a standout at Lane College, a small HBCU in Jackson, Tennessee. In that same year, Lane finished the season on the Harlan Hill Trophy watch list, the NCAA Division II Player of the Year award. Lane's college number 6, was retired by Lane College. His remarkable college career earned him a shot at the NFL, where he signed as an undrafted free agent with the Carolina Panthers in 1997. To put things in perspective, this is a rundown of his career and the many achievements he gained throughout the years. During his rookie season with the Carolina Panthers in 1997, Lane rushed for 809 yards. He set a then franchise record for the most rushing yards in a single game, 147 yards against the Oakland Raiders, and scored 7 rushing touchdowns. Undoubtedly made the team as an undrafted free agent and quickly became a significant contributor. During the second season in 1998, Lane amassed 664 rushing yards and scored 3 rushing touchdowns. He demonstrated versatility by also contributing in the passing game with 14 receptions for 122 yards. Then Lane was traded to the Indiana Colts before the 2000 season. Although he did not play a regular season game for the Colts due to his untimely death, his acquisition was seen as a move to bolster their running back depth. Anyway, there he amassed 2,001 rushing yards over 3 seasons, 13 rushing touchdowns, and 141 receiving yards on 19 receptions. He was known for his ability to catch out of the backfield, contributing to his team's passing game. His future in the NFL looked promising, but off the field, Lane's life was beginning to unravel. Lane's personal life was turbulent. He married his high school sweetheart, Deidre Lane, but their relationship was fraught with tension and allegations of abuse. Despite these issues, Fred and Deidre tried to maintain a semblance of normalcy. They had 3 daughters, Regine Lane, Sable Lane, and Pilar Lane. However, behind closed doors, their marriage was deteriorating. On July 6, 2000, the tension reached a deadly climax. Fred Lane returned home from a trip unaware of the events that were about to unfold. As he entered his home, Deidre Lane was waiting for him. In a matter of seconds, the situation turned fatal. Deidre shot Fred twice with a 12-gauge shotgun, once in the chest as he walked in, and again in the back of his head, at close range while he lay on the floor. His keys were still in the lock as he was shot to the ground. The shots were fatal, and Fred Lane was dead before help could arrive. Deidre Lane told an operator that she shot her husband twice, minutes after he walked through the door of their suburban Charlotte home, according to tapes released to the Charlotte Observer. "I was standing here, and he came in. I just had the baby 7 days ago." Deidre Lane says on the tape, screaming and sobbing. "And he came in, and he started choking me. He was like, 'That baby's not mine.' He started hitting me. He just got shot because he wouldn't leave me alone. I kept telling him to stop." After she spoke with the 911 operator, Deidre Lane spent several hours giving police a voluntary statement about the shooting. The 911 operator on the tape repeatedly tells a hysterical Deidre Lane to take a deep breath, calm down, and tell her what happened. "I think I shot him in the chest or stomach, and I think I just shot him again. I don't know. Please send somebody. There is blood everywhere. There is blood all over me." Family, friends, and former teammates of the former Carolina Panthers running back also said Lane told them he was broke and that Deidre Lane was concealing the location of their money. He was going to sell a motorcycle so he would have some money, Fred Lane Sr. said Saturday. She wouldn't tell him where the couple's money was. Neither Deidre Lane, who has been in seclusion since the incident, nor her attorneys could be reached for comment. Later, former teammates of Fred Lane on the Carolina Panthers say they have scheduled a meeting with police investigators to relay what they claim was reckless behavior by Deidre Lane. Running back William Floyd said he, Chris Terry, and Muhsin Muhammad set up the meeting. Floyd and two of Lane's other friends said Lane had told them that Deidre Lane had drained the couple's bank account. Brian Pelpes, a friend of Lane's in Charlotte, said he had to loan Lane a total of $155 on 2 separate occasions to get home after Lane told him he was broke. According to Pelpes, Lane said Deidre Lane had told him she's been sending money to a financial planner, but when Lane called the financial planner recently, he had no knowledge of the money's whereabouts. The aftermath of Fred Lane's death was filled with shock and disbelief. The investigation revealed a tangled web of motives and suspicions. Deidre Lane claimed that she acted in self-defense, alleging that Fred had been abusive throughout their marriage. However, further investigation suggested that financial motives might have played a role. Fred had a substantial life insurance policy, and Deidre had made significant withdrawals from their bank accounts shortly before the murder. Deidre Lane, 25, turned herself in to the police August 23rd. She is free on a $100,000 bond while she awaits a murder trial in the death of the former Carolina Panthers player. She could get life in prison or the death penalty if convicted of first-degree murder. The case quickly became a media sensation, with every detail scrutinized and debated. Deidre Lane was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. The trial was a dramatic and emotional affair, with the prosecution painting Deidre as a calculating killer and the defense portraying her as a victim of domestic abuse pushed to the brink. In 2003, Deidre Lane reached a plea deal, admitting to voluntary manslaughter. She was sentenced to nearly 8 years in prison, a sentence that many felt was too lenient given the circumstances. Deidre Lane received credit for jail time served, waiting on a federal charge of conspiracy to commit bank larceny. She pleaded guilty and served 4 months for that charge. She was released on March 3rd, 2009. Fred Lane's death was a tragic end to a life that had shown so much promise. It highlighted the often unseen personal struggles that can exist behind the public facade of fame and success. The story of his life and death is a reminder of the complexities of human relationships and the sometimes hidden cost of living in the public eye. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you're new to this channel, click on the bell icon to be notified about our latest videos. And as always, stay tuned with NFL Insider.